Hello, this is a short video presentation on the point-slope form of the equation of a line. The point-slope form allows us to calculate the equation of a line given a point and given the slope. If you know the equation to calculate slope, this is really easy to come up with. Remember, slope is equal to y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I've always written it this way, y1 minus y2, but it doesn't matter. You can write it either way. Either way, either point can be point 1 or point 2. We just take the difference of the y-coordinates over the difference of the x-coordinates. The point-slope form says if we have one point here, we call it xy, and we have another point, and we call it x1, y1, the point-slope form says the slope is equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1, where x1, y1 are known coordinates. Or let's rephrase that, where x1, y1 is a point whose coordinates are known. Whose coordinates are known. You need to memorize this formula. This needs to be tattooed to your brain. You need to know this. Now, you learned how to do this in Algebra 1, but you used a different method. The method we're using turns out to be much easier. All right, let's do two examples. Find the equation, and it will actually take longer to write out these directions. Find the equation of the line in standard form with the given slope. I'm going to give you a slope, the given slope, and a given point. Given point on the line. Now we're going to use this point-slope form for many different problems. We'll probably spend the next week working with the point-slope form. All right, so here's example number 1. We're going to do two examples. The slope is 2/3, and the point is 4/6. Now, the point-slope form says we take whatever the slope is and we set it equal to something. So, my slope is equal to, I don't need to write that. My slope is 2/3, and I'm going to set it equal to something. Y minus y1. Well, x1, y1 is a point where the coordinates are known, so I take y minus my known y coordinate, y minus 6, and then it goes over x minus 4. Now I have the equation of the line right here. I have to put it in standard form, so I'm going to multiply both sides by the least common denominator. Least common denominator is x minus 4 times 3, or 3 times x minus 4. Multiply both sides. The x minus 4's cancel. Put this in parentheses. And the 3's cancel. So I'm left with x minus 4 times 2 equals y minus 6 times 3. So I have 2x minus 8 equals 3y minus 18. And then I just move things around. Subtract 3y. And I have 2x minus 3y minus 8 equals negative 18. Add 8. 2x minus 3y equals negative 10. And I'm done. This is the equation of the line in standard form. All right, let's go back and look at what we did. The slope was 2/3. So I said 2/3 is equal to, and then instead of y1 minus y2, I took y minus the y coordinate, and I took x minus the x coordinate, which is 4. All right? The slope equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. And I solved, or simplified, by multiplying by the least common denominator. Least common denominator, in this case, we just looked at the 3 and the x minus 4, both denominators. It will always be that way. All right, let's do one more. And then we'll be done. So, slope, negative 3/4, and the point, 2/8. I'll make it negative 8. All right. My equation then is the slope, negative 3/4, equals y minus negative 8, and that becomes plus a positive, over x minus 2. Multiply by the least common denominator, x minus 2, and 4, need parentheses here, x minus 2, and 4. My 4's cancel, my x minus 2's cancel, and I have x minus 2 times 3 equal negative 3. X minus 2, I'm going to put the negative 3 out front, equals, might as well put the 4 out front, y plus 8. Distribute negative 3x plus 6. Pay attention to your signs. 4y plus 32. A lot of you like to take a shortcut here and subtract 4y to both sides and subtract 6 to both sides, which is perfectly acceptable. So now we end up with negative 3x minus 4y, those cancel, and these cancel, equals 32 minus 6 is 26. I can't have the leading coefficient negative, so I multiply both sides by -1 or divide both sides by -1, and I end up with 3x plus 4y equals -26. Again, reiterate, we took the slope, -3/4, set it equal to y minus the y coordinate over x minus the x coordinate, multiplied both sides by the denominator of both sides. You can do it in 2 steps or 1 step. We ended up with our equation. All right, I hope this makes sense, and have a great, absolutely great weekend. Talk to you guys later.